Hey coders, we're now going to go ahead and build a game. This game that you see right in front of you being played is one of the first mass-produced games that hit the markets. There were other games out there, but this is one of the first ones that actually became popular and people actually bought Atari game systems, had them in their homes, and were playing this game. As you can see, it's very basic. You have a simple ball bouncing from one side off of the edges, off these paddles, and you had two players and it kept score, and it was totally amazing. Well, for the day. Did I mention that I was only 1 year old when this game was being played? Because that's in 1972, I was born in 1971, so that's how old this game is. But we're going to go ahead and make our own version. So I have created a new project, and with all the things we've been doing so far, it should be easy to put this together. In this first video, we're going to get our assets into the game. Let's click on Sprites. I'm going to grab in a sprite variable and a set animation. I'm also going to grab a create edge sprites. We need those edges. And I'm going to grab two comments to get things rolling. Comment here. I'm going to organize just like you would organize an Avid binder. Create edges. And this time I'm going to create background sprite. In some of the other videos, we went ahead and did just a simple color. Let's go ahead and bring in some sort of picture. Clicking on animation in the top left, opening up, I'm going to choose one of these backgrounds, one of these that you would actually like to do, or whatever looks interesting. I'm going to grab the sci-fi one. Now this has been brought in, back to code. I'm going to name this, instead of spelling out the word background or even capitalizing it, I'm going to put BGD, background. BGD, background, and I'm going to name it Sci-Fi 1. I must go to World, I must go up to the top, grab a Draw Sprites, drop it in there. I should be able to run and see my background. The reason why I put this in to begin with is that every other sprite that I bring in will layer on top of this. If I put this farther in and I put in my little Pong object, whatever it's going to happen to be, the background will cover it up. So this is a layered program. So edges first, then your background. Now let's bring in some sprites to actually do something with. And I'm going to build my game one step at a time, making sure things work as I go. That way I don't have too many things to go back and fix later. I'm going to bring in another comment. Pong object. In fact, let's say create Pong object. I'm going to come back into the sprites. I'm going to grab these two to bring it in. Going to name it Pong. Again, going to name it Pong. Let's go get a picture for Pong. New sprite. Doesn't matter what you get. You could get a hamburger, you could get a dice, it doesn't matter. You could get an ice cream cone, you could get a character, you could get an airplane, car, alien, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm actually going to click in here and grab that little, not sure where it ended up, but I'm going to grab something that's a circle. Oh, I don't want to take a long time, so I'm going to grab the giraffe token. Okay, there's my giraffe token. Back to code. Click into the label, select giraffe token, draw sprites is already there. There's my token. Let's jump in. That token is way too big. I'm going to name this token, or Pong, attributes. In other words, attributes means we're going to set things up the way we want it to be. I want to set the scale. I'm going to drop it in there. I want to set the Y velocity because I want it to come down from the top. And right now I'm not worried about rotation, but if I wanted to do anything else, I would drop that into this area. Let's set Pong scale. Remember, when we type in numbers, we need to start with a 0 if we're typing in a decimal, so 0.25. Sprite velocity. We have to name that Pong. Velocity is, I'm going to start with 5. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, totally works. Doesn't collide with the edges. That's something that we need to change. So Pong attributes, I'm going to grab Sprite Set Collider Type. This game engine only has 2 choices here, rectangle and circle. I'm going to choose the circle one, and don't forget you have to spell your things correctly. So I've now set Pong Set Collider to circle. And now I need to come back and set it to bounce off. Where is my bounce off? Ah, there it is. I'm going to bring that in and do Pong bounce off edges. Oh, got to put a D in there. There we go. Now let's see what happens here. Oh, nothing, because I need to bring my Pong bounce off edges inside the green. Run. Now it bounces off the edges. Okay, it's only going up and down, so we've got some work to do, but we've brought in a background, we've brought in our Pong object, and we have it moving and interacting with the edges. But now we have a lot of work to do, because we need this to randomly bounce off, bounce around, and we also will have a paddle down here. So we've got some work to do in the next video. Good job, coders. Let's get back in there and start getting our game set up.